Be sure to subscribe for more content.
What is up, ladies and gents? Welcome to the BigBC Finance Channel, and I hope you're having a very lovely day today. So in today's video, we're going to be talking all about Luna Classic, what has happened to it recently, and where we think the price is going to go to, with some key price levels and some trades we're looking to make. So be sure to stay tuned for all of that. And of course, if you appreciate the daily analysis on this channel and you're one of the 86% of people that watch my videos that have not yet subscribed, be sure to hit the subscribe button. So without further ado, let's get the annotations back on the screen here for Luna Classic, and let's just talk about what has happened. So from our yesterday's video, basically we were watching this uptrend here on Luna Classic. This was a result of this kind of structure that we had been seeing, this long-term kind of consolidation pattern that has been happening here on Luna Classic. We did see a breakout to the upside, and of course we've been watching it for that final price target at 23 cents there. But of course, unfortunately, this bullish support that we were watching that has held the price up has been compromised. So the prices have come down below it for the first time, and they are now heading in this downwards direction. We can see that we have our support, we have our resistance in orange here that we did draw yesterday, and it has held the prices down. So it's pushed the price from this bullish trend going upwards into this bearish trend going downwards, and also it's penetrated this blue moving average here, our 100-hour moving average, to the downside, and now prices look like they're positioned to head lower. And this is also confirmed as well with what our technicals are saying. Our checklist here, which is a summary of the RSI, MACD and moving average, all state that we are in some bearish behavior here on Luna Classic on the shorter time frames and as well as on the longer time frames as well. And as you can see there, we got a score of 1 for the 1 hour charts there, which is a bearish score. So prices are obviously going in a bearish direction. So what are we going to be looking out for now? Well, basically on Luna Classic, what I think the most important things to watch out for is this lifetime support here on Luna Classic. So this is still in play. This is something I'm always going to be watching. This kind of purple line that we have here that supported the price now of Luna Classic. Most recently, we can see that the prices actually did come to touch it, and after they touched it, the prices did go in the upwards direction. So by that same premise, if we do see prices hover around our purple support again, we could see a pump again in the upwards direction. So this is one of the things that I'm going to be looking for. This is a trade that I'm going to be looking to make. Of course, if prices get down to this level, then I'll be putting a limit buy order and with a stop loss just underneath as well. So if we see prices crash down to this level, which is very likely, guys, if we see prices do this, for example, then right at this point here, I will be placing a buy order. There'll be a stop loss just underneath as well. So if I am wrong, which is also a possibility, and prices continue to keep plunging, then my order will be cancelled with a small loss there. But if I am correct, then we should see prices bounce in the upwards direction. And of course, if we have a look at the last time that actually did happen, we can see that in a very short amount of time, that would have been a 14-15% trade. So that is something I am looking for, some sort of first opportunity that we have on here. But if this lifetime support doesn't hold the price of Luna Classic, then the next level down, in my opinion, is around this level here, 13.5 cents. And this obviously is quite a big drop from this level. If we just measure that down, that is another 13% down here from Luna Classic, and I don't think there's going to be much stopping the price until we get down to this level. And I'll show you why by using this volume profile range here. If we just go on the 1-day chart, I do think 13.5 cents will be our next level, because if we just measure the volume over the lifetime of Luna Classic, we can see majority of volume is concentrated within this region down here. We have very little volume basically within these 4 bars here, as you can see, meaning that relative to this area down here, there are very little buyers and sellers, so a lot less liquidity, meaning that prices can free fall easier through these levels. And of course, we only start to see a lot of liquidity, so large volume bars here on the left, as we approach this 13.5 cents level. So the bars start to pick up, the liquidity starts to pick up, and there we should find better support for the price. So if this lifetime support doesn't hold at 15.5, 15.6 cents, this purple line that we've drawn here, then I do expect the prices to fairly free fall all the way down to 13.5 cents. And that brings me on to my second opportunity, because again, if we do get to this 13.5 cents level, then I will be putting some sort of limit buy order, just as I would with this lifetime support. Because again, if we get down to this 13.5 cents level, I do expect prices to shoot up fairly fast, because if we do free fall down quite fast, there's going to be a lot of people seeking the opportunities to buy Luna Classic at discounted prices. And last time that happened, we can see that there was a monster trade to be had there. 13.5 cents. The price went up 40% in one day after touching the 30.5 cents level. So if prices do get down that low, I'm going to be placing a limit buy order again with the stop loss just below, just in case it continues to fall. But if I am correct and prices do bounce up, then that should be a very handsome trade. Now at the moment, it looks like things could be fairly slow, fairly smooth here on Luna Classic. We could actually just be heading in more of a sideways motion over the next few days, but I do think there are a couple of events to watch out for that could really plunge the prices very fast here on Luna Classic, pushing them down like this. And one of those things is what Bitcoin is doing. And we watch what Bitcoin is doing because it is the tune of the whole cryptocurrency market. Basically, if Bitcoin makes a big move, we should see that reflected on altcoins such as Luna Classic as well, which is why we pay attention to what Bitcoin does. And of course, if you watch my previous videos, you'll probably know what I'm going to say, but if you haven't and you're new here, then basically why I think Bitcoin is probably going to make a major move in the near future is because we should be seeing some sort of bear flag. This consolidation can be construed in different ways, but I think the most convincing is a bear flag, similar to what we saw back in May here on Bitcoin. And of course, a bear flag starts with a flagpole that is a steep price drop that plunges the price down to a certain level. The price consolidates at a trading range. So this is the trading range, the flag as it were, for a period of time. So in Bitcoin's case, this has been a few weeks, and at some point when prices drop below this support level, we should see the price plummet, and the price target from that is the size of this flagpole. So if it does occur, then Bitcoin will be heading down to 13,200, and if it does occur, then Luna Classic as well will likely follow and head down and Luna Classic will probably also head down fairly steeply as well. So this is why we're watching what Bitcoin is doing, because if Bitcoin makes that bear flag move, then we should see Luna Classic go down with it. Of course, I could be wrong as well, and if we do see prices go up on Bitcoin, if it starts heading into the 18,000s, 19,000s, then that's going to add a bullish bias here on Luna Classic, in my opinion, and we could see prices continue to reverse and head in a more upwards direction. So I'm also looking out for that possibility there. And of course, it's always good to get more than one opinion on the matter on Bitcoin. So what I would encourage you to do is look at what other people are saying about Bitcoin, what they construe this as, because it's very important if you are invested in cryptocurrencies to know what Bitcoin is doing. So maybe someone sees this as a bullish sign, maybe someone sees this as a bearish sign, but in my personal opinion, I do think this is a bear flag, and I do think Bitcoin is going to make one more leg down, and I support that fact because Bitcoin and the stock market do follow similar patterns. And if we have a look at the stock market, things obviously look short-term bullish since they're heading in the upwards direction, but if we zoom out a little bit, it does look like we're seeing the completion of some sort of bear market rally here on the stock market. Of course, if we just go back in time, since the start of 2022, we've been in a longer term downtrend here on the stock market, kind of governed by this purple line that we have as our resistance, connecting the peaks of these bear market rallies. The first one happening in March, the second one happening in August, and then now we're seeing one happen in November and December as well. And basically the issue with this is that we've got this 200-day moving average, a very well respected moving average here on the stock market, which the prices have come above, but with very little momentum, as we can see with these candles here, really struggling to clear this yellow line. And additionally to that, we have, as I say, this resistance in purple here, which is basically governed, which is governed the trend here in 2022 on the S&P, kept the prices down. And as you can see at the start of December, the prices did come up just a peep above it, but then they really got hammered down from this resistance here. So two technicals that the S&P failed to address with this pump here. Of course, on top of that as well, what I'm seeing here is some sort of rising wedge. So we can draw a support line that connects the price like this on the S&P, and we can draw a resistance line that connects the tops of this price going up on the S&P. And what we see is this rising wedge, which is a bearish sign, by the way. If we do see this pattern play out and the prices break below this level here, so at around 3,980-ish, I would say, then we should see prices head down. And the price target from a rising wedge is the first test of support and resistance, just like a triangle. And what we should see if we do break out from this S&P over the coming days is prices hit around 3,680. And on top of everything as well, we are seeing that volume decrease. Have a look at the volume decline as prices start heading up. We did see a blip here after Jerome Powell spoke, but generally they've been in a downwards direction. So this is a key setup for a rising wedge here on the S&P, and if we break below 3980, then we should see a move down to 3680 on the S&P. And of course, if the S&P does make that move, then I do think that will coincide with Bitcoin breaking below this bear flag that we have and heading straight down to 13,200. Now, a few questions that I have got is that why Bitcoin and the S&P have not been correlated so well in this region here, because of course we saw that bear market rally on the S&P, but we didn't see the same thing on Bitcoin. But actually, if you do have a look here, we did start to see some sort of bear market rally. We saw prices go up towards the end of October and the start of November, as the S&P did as well. But of course, we had the FTX fallout that basically interrupted everything. I do honestly think that if the FTX fallout never happened, then Bitcoin could have reached around 23,000. We have this 200-day moving average on Bitcoin, which is also an important level, and I think it would have got around there, 22,500-ish before we would have seen Bitcoin top out. And of course, that's in line with the previous bear market rally that we had on Bitcoin that took the price to around 25,000 before jetting back down. So FTX is probably the reason why Bitcoin is not been correlated with the bear market rally, but I do think the correlation will resume if S&P starts to head down. I think Bitcoin will follow it on its road down, and of course, if Bitcoin follows and if Bitcoin breaks down to 13,200, I will be looking for this lifetime support to support the price. But if prices continue to jet down, then I think 13.5 cents on Luna Classic will be the next level that will support the price here. And this is where we see more liquidity. This is where we can see more support from buyers buying up Luna Classic and holding the price from going further down. So we could see something like this, for example. And of course, I've already outlined the two trades I'm looking to make. So the ones bouncing from this lifetime support in the upwards direction, and the one bouncing from 13.5 cents into the upwards direction as well. So basically, those are my thoughts here on Luna Classic. I do think we are heading in a bearish directions. That's what the indicators are telling us as well, the RSI, the MACD, and the moving averages. And until proven otherwise, I do think prices are going to continue to go down here on Luna Classic, down to firstly this support level here at 15.5, 15.6 cents over the coming days. And if we don't hold that, then 13.5 is next in my opinion. So that is pretty much all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you did find it helpful, be sure to like and subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. But otherwise, I'll see you in my next video.